Here's the opening range recap for Wednesday, July 20th. Looking at the Dow first, it's the easiest one. No trades on it. Missed the pivot by 7 points on the downside and 7 points on the upside. So we've talked about that before as far as them missing by roughly the same amount. In this case, it was exact amount. This is actually a little after 11 a.m. All right. Going to the NQ. NQ had a first trade here, which was a win for both 25 and 50. We're actually just going to talk about the 25 here for a second. So win for the 25 on this first pivot. This second pivot was a loss. So this third pivot would be a most safe 25% entry. Now, officially it lost. It needed 10 points or 40 ticks. It got 37 ticks. So it got 37 out of the 40, missed it by 3 ticks. If you're trading the micros, it actually missed the exit by 2 ticks. So however you want to handle that, but officially it is a loss. So you would enter 3 additional lots here, which would be a win, and you broke even for the 25% trades. Now to the 50%, 50% pivot 1 was a win, 50% pivot 2 was a loss, 50% pivot 3 was a loss, so this would be your first most safe 50% entry, and that was a winner for 20.25 points, or a little over $400. So just to recap again, 25% most safes were break even, and the 50% most safes were worth a little over 20 points. All right, now moving to the S&P. S&P was interesting. First trade here was we're going to go to 25% first. First trade here for the 25% was a loss. So this second trade would be your 25% most safe entry, which was a winning trade worth 2.25 points. And then the third trade here was a win as well, but it wasn't a most safe trade. So this is your only most safe trade for the S&P. So for the 50%, loss here on the 50%, loss here on the 50%. So this is your first most safe entry for the 50%. Now it came down, so this is an actual trade. You'd be in this trade at 39.66. It came down, hit the 25% right away. So one way to trade that is if it comes and hits the 25%, you move your stop to break even. You'd get stopped out, break even. Say you didn't do that. Again, official is official. So that's what we're going to go by. But I'm going to scroll this slowly. Your next entry, which is where you would enter one additional lot, would be at 75. And the market came up to 74.50. So it missed it by 2 ticks, and you would have entered an additional contract. Now, if you're looking at the micros, I was actually trying to trade it in the micros. My entry was 39.74.75. So I tried to get it in a tick before. It actually hit 74.75. However, I didn't get filled. So, but you can see this is a 1 minute chart, came right down to the 70.50, which is where your exit. That particular trade would be your 50% would be right there. So that all happened in a minute. So boom, right after, this is actually at 11 o'clock, exactly hits the, or just about hits the number, and pops. And in that particular case, you would have had a break even. So you'd been losing here, you enter a second contract here, and boom, you're out at 11:01 with a break-even trade. But officially, it did not hit that, so you did not enter that second contract. So what ended up happening is it came eventually down and got a win down here for the S&P down to 70.50, or excuse me, down to 61.50. Which is where you needed it to exit. So even though that pivot looks like it hits, it does not hit. So this is actually your only entry here on the S&P. So again, official, that's what we go by. I give other commentary, but however you want to trade it, you can trade it. But officially, the S&P was a 50% winner which was worth 4.5 points. So the S&P had both a 25% winner here and a 50% winner here for a total of 6.75 points on the official tally for the most safe entries. So interesting again how one tick or two ticks makes a world of difference in the trades. The NQ, like I said, this missed it by 2 ticks on the micros, so you would have had a win here, and you wouldn't have had an additional contract there. So anyway, interesting day. Matters a tick or two. Have a good one. Feel free to leave comments in the comment section, and I'll talk to you later.